Hi guys, okay, so this is our hotel room for Comic-Con. I don't know if I'm going to actually do like a proper vlog. I might just like film when something interesting happens, but I kind of just wanted to show off the room. It's a suite. It has like, I don't know, 6 or 7 people staying in it, I think. But it's kind of neat, so I just wanted to show you around. So this is the sleeping area. And then that's Amber over there. The wild creature in her natural habitat. And then this is our amazing view. So we're running late, it's like 10 in the morning, and I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna go do it. So I'll see you later, bye.
And the voice of the bird in the first episode of The Crow, Natasha Allegri. And one of the first things you did, so you came in, you pitched, you had a full storyboard that you pitched, and so let's talk a little bit about, the voice casting. Right next to you is Alan. Hi, Alan. Why don't you and Natasha talk about how you got the gig?
I got emailed, I think, the script for it, and then I went to my agent's office and we recorded it, and it was one of those things where it was like, oh, I like fully get this person. Oh my God. So then when it all worked out, it was like the coolest thing ever, because I was like, who is Natasha? Because I feel like maybe I don't know, we're like separated.
Natasha, why don't you tell everybody how you, because we auditioned literally hundreds of people for B, but why don't you tell everybody?
I wrote it for because I had watched, she had this engagement. But then I forgot about it. And then Alan was in another, I think it was an insurance company. She was in like an elevator, and then I realized,
So I guess that's a pretty good, anybody wants to get in the voice acting business, get the any big commercial? And Alan, are people, now that when you talk about people, what you're doing, and they watch it, what's the kind of reaction that you get?
It's so interesting because most videos I've ever, I don't know, posted on the internet, it's a mix of like, this is awesome, and like, this is the worst, most horrible garbage, you know, it's very divided. So just like the amount of love that has, you know, this video, or what the series so far is like so amazing because people have just responded so positively, and then I'll show it to friends who I'm like, they're not gonna get this, and then they like lose their minds over it. So it's really like, I don't know, very magical in that way.
Ken Osborne, what's your day job, Ken?
I work on Adventure Time.
One of your chores on the Adventure Time, besides being the head of story or the head writer, or
I'm also the voice of Hot Dog Night #4.
That's much better than 3.
Okay.
But you're also the voice director.
Correct.
And you were the voice director on at least the first Puppycat short that we released a year ago or so.
I was.
And the voice director, what kind of philosophy do you have in, obviously you share the same kind of philosophy as Natasha, but in directing voices, what's your attitude towards that?
Wow. I don't know. Well, to work with the creator, obviously, and I think Natasha had a real clear vision of what she wanted, and it's a pretty easy job when it's people like Alan and me doing voices. I mean, it was a pretty easy. It was a really easy record.
Yeah, I've noticed that these reports they go by like that, and pretty much people come in and they do their voices. It's not a whole lot of crazy cartoon voices.
Yeah, natural voices are great.
In any lines that you can remember that you particularly like?
Oh, when she bring me ice for my crotch.
Has anyone brought ice for Ken's crotch?
I've been icing my crotch ever since we recorded that. It's great.
Royalties on crotch ice.
Is there crotch ice toys coming?
Did Nate, he held up everything else, he had all the crotch ice.
This is the perfect time to go to the grocery store because it's empty. Hey, where are you fish cakes? I haven't had these. Where did you find a leather jacket? I don't know where you buy all that stuff if you left your money at home. Why don't you go put that back? We're getting close to the cash limit. $56.
That'll be 55 even.
Yeah!
Hey, hi.
I got all the stuff we need to make this recipe I found in the magazine.
Who's this, Pete?
It's cool. Cat.
Wow. It makes funny noises for, wait, is it a cat? Or a dog? Wow.
Looks like a cat, I guess. But like, smell.
Ooh, dog smell. Very cute. Puppy cat, can you pass me those? Well, that's not really why, but that's okay. We can work with this. That's okay. You can work with
Are you guys still wearing your pajamas? It's almost noon.
Oh, hi, Matt.
You're home early?
I finished my coding early. What are you guys trying to do?
We're trying to make this recipe I found.
Deckard, why are you at work?
I called in sick.
Awesome!
If you wanted to fool around in the kitchen, you could have just gone to work and were prepped up.
I wanted to try a new recipe. I make the same thing
you heard back from that culinary school yet?
I applied to one, but it's off the island, and I can't even cook a simple recipe.
Please finish it.
Nah, I didn't want to say anything, but we're missing an ingredient.
I have to go to the bathroom, crazy man!
She takes her cat to the bathroom?
It smells like a dog.
He's not a dog.
You look like a dog.
Come. Now we can't go back to the store to buy the missing ingredient because of this stupid dog! If you can get us a quick time job, I will let you keep all the money left over after we get that ingredient. And I'll get a leather jacket for you.
Can he truly love since he's addicted to power?
That's a really good question.
When we wrote it, he absolutely loved her. You know, he absolutely loved Belle. Everything he said to her was genuine. Those vows were genuine, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have his weaknesses.
There's a dark side to him always that he's at war with, but the love is real.
I think so. I think he does love it. I think the love still daily, but it's whether he can maintain that. Oh, that's the question.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard.
Now, do you think that you're Roman's conscience? Do you think you're the one that keeps him from going completely to the dark side?
I do to a degree. I think that she's the calm in his life and the reasoning person in the relationship. And I by no means completely control anyone. I don't think anyone can in life, but I think she does her best, you know, and gives him the benefit of the doubt when she can. Maybe a little too trusting with this whole Daddy situation.
Right, so I mean, what do you think? I'm not giving out any spoilers. What do you think her reaction is going to be when she finds out what he did? It's very dirty what he did.
It's not very nice at all. I think she's going to be quite devastated, but once again, I think that we're going to try and turn it into, maybe you turn it into a different situation to validate yourself. You're trying to protect me, and now I can make it bad. They'll just want to
I have a question for Jared. From the beginning, you have been, to me, the heart of the show, the most endearing character. Yes, that's a clap break, by the way. Jared, you were chilling as Pan. Chilling. And I want to know what that was like for you to go and play the whole other side of, well, you weren't yourself, another side of your character.
Yeah, you know, it was amazing playing Pan for a change, because Henry's such a nice person. He wants to make everyone happy. He wants to help as much as he can. Where Pan, he's the bad guy. He wanted to cast the curse and enslave everyone in Storybook pretty much, and he was willing to do anything to do that, even kill Felix, his right-hand man. So it's a lot different than playing me.
Eddie and Adam, I remember you said once that Neverland was not the easiest land to clear. So what is the process like usually for you guys when you say, I want to go to this land or I want to show this character? Is the process easy usually to clear, or is it something that when someone said yes, we're going to be accepted?
It varies, you know. With Neverland, it was something we wanted to be part of the show from the start, and we were very lucky that our partner Steve was able to make that happen for
Actually, no, yeah, we did this episode on will cursing actually lessen your pain? And it does. And in order to test for that, we were testing different methods for achieving pain in a safe manner, which is scientifically non-trivial. And we ended up using our hands in a bucket of ice water, but before that, I did have a doctor inject capsaicin, which is what makes hot peppers hot, inject it into my skin. Yet that wasn't the worst. The worst was when Jamie and I had to do a pain threshold test in season 1 about who had the higher pain threshold, so we decided to shoot each other with paintballs. I'm going to be quick about this, because I make this a very long Shaggy Dog story. Jamie starts out by psyching me out. He goes, I'm going to hit you in the 6. Every single time. So we line up at we figure shoot each other at 50 feet, move in 10 feet, shoot each other again, move in 10 more feet. Whoever cries uncle first, they have the lower pain threshold. So first shot goes, he hits me right in the belly button. Second shot hits me right in the belly button. And I missed him on the second shot, which shockingly gave me courage to go on, because I thought, well, if I missed him, then it could follow that in the next shot he could miss me and I could get a freebie. Which is the stupidest thing I've ever been told by my brain. Third shot, belly button. I'm on one knee now, and so is my crew, but not out of sympathy, they're laughing. I call uncle, and then I noticed the guns were set with my gun was at a... My gun was at a lower speed setting than Jamie's. No. I'd set them up, not his fault. And I mentioned it to him, and he goes, well, would you like to shoot me in the stomach at point blank range? So I was like, wow, wait a minute. Yes. So I did, like right from here, like I'm in Carlito's way. Shoot him in the stomach, and he goes, go ahead, do it.
That hurt.
Thank you. Our people will be in touch with your people.
Well, and by the way, that also was, that was probably the one case that we had where it was both, physically and mentally painful.
Yes, I was outplayed, sir.
Your pride was hurt. I could wear a costume, but that, they're, like Adam says, they're hot, and I don't do that kind of thing. So I decided to run an experiment to see whether I could actually go out amongst the crowds at Comic-Con. And
you had a method?
Yeah, I had a method, and the method is that I would, because you don't want to, we cherish our fans, and we don't want to be rude to them to not stop and take a picture or whatever. And so I figured that I should stay positive, and also I figured the other thing, what
technique we learned.
Yeah, it was a technique that we heard that Arnold Schwarzenegger did it actually, and several other actors have done it. And what you do is you just say yes and keep moving. And,
yes, never stop moving.
Arnold's just marching along, yes! How are you going to get pissed off at that, And it was really funny. I had trouble keeping a straight face. And the first guy that I ran into was like 7 feet tall, and it was a little, he was like, can I take a picture? And I'm like, sure! Kept on going.
Yeah.
Well, after seeing that first video, I kind of want to know what you do with all your whips. I'm not 100% sure you're allowed to answer that. I want to know what...
I whip things.
I would like to know...
I'll whip some shit right now.
I would like to know from both of you what, if anything, you remember from Baby Adam and Baby Jamie's very first explosion.
Oh my gosh. So, there was this, there's a children's book that I grew up with called The Teddy Bear Habit by Jamie Collier, and he was a good friend of my parents, and Jamie threw this epic 4th of July party every year in Connecticut, and we went every year. And I guess at the age where where I was old enough to start like bugging the adults, you know, like 7, Jamie, as the host, Jamie Collier, didn't want me around, so I arrived. He said hi to my parents, handed each of them a drink, and handed me a brick of firecrackers and a box of Strike Anywhere matches and said, go have fun. Don't try this at home. So I remember, oh my God, I remember doing this. What happens if I contain a firecracker? Oh. So I lit it and I put it on the table and I put a plastic cup over it. Oh, God. And then it went boom! And there, like I was just holding the bottom of a plastic cup. Like, that was cool. I didn't think that was gonna happen. Ow! Ow! I think I went through half that brick that afternoon. There was never a happier child on the planet doing that. I mean, I had all my fingers into, I couldn't hear a thing. That was my first explosion.
Let's see. I guess, actually, my first experience with that kind of thing was also with firecrackers, and I discovered that marshmallows melt and get real gooey in your sister's hair. Oh.
We have a rule on the show. If Jamie laughs, it's making the cut. Thank you. Really, we are not advocating giving your 7-year-old a brick of firecrackers no matter what they tell you.
Your 4th of July experiences sound shockingly similar to mine. Speaking of experiences, you guys are incredibly talented, from doing machining, vacuum forming, braiding whips. What is one skill that in the shop, the machine shop or otherwise, you wish you had? Or is something that you've always wanted to be able to do?
Oh, that's easy for me. Right now it's TIG welding. I have a TIG welder, I bought one, I set up a whole thing, and a friend of mine is going to come over and teach me how to TIG weld sometime this year. Really, at this point it's September when I can schedule it, but that's the very next skill I want to learn, because I want to make some bicycle frames.
In my case, we've had computer-controlled milling machines and CAD stuff, some fairly advanced stuff for a long time, but I have not had the time to sit down and focus on it. Not long ago, I started working with a CAD program, and it just has you know, it's wonderful. It has really expanded my reach. I have not gotten to the point where I can operate our CNC milling machines. We had, you know, I had a team of people that were on staff to do that, and you know, and it's something that you really need to get good at. You need to be able to focus on it and do it a lot. And since most of my work up to this, well, I'm working as a host now, and prior to that, I was mainly managing people in my shop, so they had those skills and I did not. But now I'm doing a lot of design work on my own, and building all sorts of stuff. I'm cranking out all this stuff in CAD now. I need to know how to actually operate the milling machines.
Yeah, and actually 3D printing it's getting really, really good. We threw a Tested.com party at Sidebar last night. I don't know if anyone here was there. It was phenomenal. We had a fantastic time, and I unveiled a project that I've been working on for 5 years, which is the Mecha Glove from the beginning of Hellboy. I finally finished it, and there's actually a significant 55-part 3D printed piece of the Mecha Glove. And I worked with the winner of the Tested.com Inventoring Contest, Sean Charlesworth, who's an amazing expert at 3D printing, and I learned a huge amount about what's possible. Because as a model maker, you know, I thought it was just like that stuff with the lines on it, you know, that's like really hard to do on the desktop, and it's gotten so far beyond that. So we're always trying to keep track of new technology.
Yeah, I want to bring something up while we're on that subject. You know, the title of what we're doing tonight was, you know, DIY superheroes, and we really look at this ability to work with all these different materials and processes as something that makes us a lot more than we are. It makes us, in a way, a superhero. You know,
as it does anybody who makes something that improves their life or gives them a different vantage point on anything. I mean, that's what making really is. That's why Iron Man and Batman are the best superheroes. I sense some dissent. That's okay.
And so I guess what I'm getting at is that, you know, we're delighted that there's this whole maker thing, because it's really, it's not just about like, okay, so I know how to do some crafty thing. This is about extending your personal reach into the world, extending your effectiveness, learning how to do these things. And we've seen, you know, since we've been on air, I think it just happened to occur about the same time that we came onto the scene, but there's been a very profound increase in interest in making things, people, you know, this maker movement and so on. And you're starting to see things like Tech Shop, for example, come up. And yeah, I can see there are probably a few fans of that here. If you don't know about those, these are facilities. Actually, the guy that started Tech Shop was one of our science advisors. He worked with us in the very early days on Mythbusters. And now I think there's close to 10 of them all over the country.
There's hacker labs all over the country, and they're also fantastic places where you can go and learn from other people how to do things you didn't know how to do. And that's trading of knowledge is what it is all about. There's no one who cosplays here alone. It's done by a community. You reach out for techniques, you reach out for ideas, you reach out for help, you commission pieces, and that's totally vital.
Yeah, these, in case you don't know, for those of you who aren't aware of them, these facilities, like the Hackerspaces or Tech Shop, they're places you pay a fee and you have a membership and you have access to pretty much what looks like the inside of M5 where we work. And you know, they give you the basics. They don't like it's not like you have to get a degree in engineering to use them. You come in, they show you how the machines work and what to do, what not to do, just to get started, and then the rest of it's up to you. It's pretty cool.
Where to put the fingers you don't need anymore. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Because frankly, this is the best Jamie Hanley cosplay I've ever seen. Wow. See, that's a tough one. Because he doesn't want to wear a costume, right? So, I don't know, I might cover Jamie in lights, right? Like a suit of lights that actually had some persistence of memory thing that would actually make him interested in the physical psychology of what was going on, and thus actually interested in putting a costume on, as opposed to, what the hell is this thing?
Yeah, let's see, as to what you, it's tough order because you've already got everything that you would want that's interesting to put.
Oh no, there's a few.
I don't know, maybe like a Bullwinkle costume or something.
All right, yes sir. Nice ash costume.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, nice ash costume. Thank you.
I'm sure we only see a small portion of Mythbusters on TV. How much of your time and energy goes into planning and things that we don't see on TV?
For every episode that we do, we turn around in an average of about 2 weeks. About half of that, on average, is building things, and then the other half is filming, you know, us actually testing it, because we tend to go out on location. There can be up to, like we've had up to a couple of years in prep, which, you know, one of the things that is maybe not quite as evident, and yet a really large part of what we do, is the team of people that we have that get us information and materials and locations and arrange all this stuff, and that can take, you know, years to do, depending on what it is. The one that took 2 years was the lead balloon, because we could not find the lead that was thin enough for us to do what we needed to do. It was 0.0007 of an inch in thickness. all folded up on the ground before we inflated it. It was thinner than a human hair. And there were 2 companies in the United States that tried to roll the lead that thin. They were unable.
Failed.
Yeah, one of them broke a very expensive machine in trying to get it to do that.
It was like that when we got there.
So we finally found a company in Germany that was able to do it, and they provided us with that stuff. So I guess the other...
We've gotten more efficient over the years. I mean, if there's something good, it's in the show. Like, our blooper reel, it turns out to be, is what we broadcast. And frankly, we've also gotten much better at knowing what's important to be in the narrative. So we shoot, I guess when we were first starting, we were shooting on what's about a 25-to-1 ratio, 25 hours of footage for every hour of television. And now we're more at about a 10-to-1 ratio. Although we also we spent years getting better and better and better at doing conversations where we'd shoot a master and then we'd shoot reverses so that you get the cut-ins. And we got so good at it that we hated it, and it looked really wooden. So one of the things that we've ditched in this next season is all of that bullshit conversation. Sorry, children, it's only cool when adults curse. In favor of having 2 cameras running, so our conversations are genuine and they're there and they happen, and if we don't get it all or the audio's bad, we just keep on moving because that's more honest and that's more really what's happening on the floor, and that's the way we like it.
Nice.
Thank you. Next.
Hi, my name is Gladys, and I just wanted to ask, since they were saying about the Star Wars and the Lord of the Rings, oh man, this is so far-fetched. Do you guys ever plan to do like a Mythbusters on Sailor Moon?
Jamie, what's Sailor Moon?
I don't know. I'm proud of it. Sorry, I actually am familiar with the name, but I couldn't speak intelligently about it.
Actually, neither could I, I'm sorry to say. If there's good material there, if there's something that gives people an impression about how the world may work on a physical level, by all means. Am I missing some terrible joke? Is this like creeper material? Is this part of Mythbusters After Dark on the Playboy channel? Because you all know what those myths are, and we're not doing them. It's a family show.
Go ahead.
Sailor Moon basically is Power Rangers for girls.
Oh, that's cool. Probably.
Thank you.
Okay, next.
I have no idea how well we did with that answer.
All right, so my question is, what has been the most expensive explosion you've ever made?
Oh, God. Ooh, good question.
Oh, there's nothing controversial about that. It's the second rocket car. We had 2 of these rockets in the back of the car. They cost $10,000 a piece. And the rocket builders were on the show, and they told us about the process. Now, $10,000 buys you a rocket that they made. For $17,000, you could buy a rocket that they made another one of that they tested to make sure the one you bought works.
Wow.
And we didn't pay for that one. So we had 2 of these $10,000 rockets that might work, and they blew up on the stand. So that was 20 grand of rockets down the tubes, plus 100 grand of keeping our crew in the desert for a week, building a ramp, doing helicopter shots, all of that stuff. And 2 things happened. One was I said on camera, I think someone owes us $10,000. I was wrong, it was 20. And the rocket builders immediately asked to have their on-screen credit changed to rocket experts. Instead of rocket builders. They didn't want the credit.
Wow.
Otherwise, in a general way, the largest explosions that we've done that involve the largest amounts of explosives have been using the fertilizer diesel fuel mix known as AMFO. But that stuff it's fertilizer and diesel fuel, so it's not terribly expensive.
You know what would be really expensive?
No.
We blew up money. Wouldn't that be awesome? We could get those bills that they're trying to destroy the U.S. Mint, because they destroy like $1 million worth of old ones every day. We could get a few duffel bags full of that and blow that up. That would be the Mythbusters version of making it rain.
Oh, God.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You look fabulous, by the way.
Thank you. What is your favorite explosion in of all of the seasons of Mythbusters?
Yeah.
I don't, you know.
Oh, really? I got one. Water heaters, man. I heard that response. There is nothing more fun than hearing a water heater go off, man, because most explosions are really fast, right? Like 20,000, 10 times the speed of a bullet, 20 times the speed of a bullet fast. So it's a crack. And you don't get to really experience what's happening until you watch it on high speed later. But a water heater is this long, slow, guttural thud that you don't know about yet, but you will. Feels exactly like falling in love.
I was going to say that there actually is an interesting explosion coming up in the new season. I think we can talk about having done an 18 episode. Is that okay for us to talk about?
You can just say those words, but we shouldn't talk about what happened.
No. What we're starting to see on some of these things, because we've gotten, I guess, more advanced in the way that we're handling some of these situations, and looking at the high-speed footage on one of the things that we were doing, seeing.
Oh yeah, that one.
Seeing the actual shock waves. You might have seen in the...
all those spherical shock waves coming out of the explosions.
Yeah.
We made one that was non-spherical.
Yeah.
I know!
It's it's amazing what you can learn from that. You can literally see the, pardon my use of the term, force as it's moving through materials, and you can see.
We made it was like 2 spheres.
Yeah.
It reminded me of something. Sorry. A couple of oranges.
There's a lot of cool stuff in all of it.
Sorry. That's why you never see our story meetings, because I go race to the bottom on every joke.
Thank you.
Thank you. It wasn't the car being decimated that was most shocking to me, because we're in a bunker, we're at New Mexico Tech, and it's literally like the car is traveling from there to there, and we're behind like 8-inch thick plates of glass. And we watched something break the speed of sound from 0 to Mach 1.2 within 300 feet right in front of us. And I was so astonished. If you watch the episode, you'll see me go, oh my God, that was amazing. And what happened is, I was so shocked, I drooled on camera and realized, I cannot stop and say, we got to do that again, because here's all the adrenaline that's got to end up on the screen. So I just wiped my drool as best I could and kept on going with the take. So live drooling on camera. Thanks for bringing it up.
My question is, what was your favorite water heater explosion except for your most recent one, where you blew up the house?
You weren't satisfied with that one?
It was pretty funny. Other than that, I think that was the best one.
Okay.
I think that one with the red shed that we had.
It's the most visually beautiful. The red shed blowing up is the most visually beautiful. But I would figure you for liking the one where we tried to make a cannon using the compressed steam from the exploding hot water heater inside a bigger container.
Well,
like the 3rd scariest thing we've ever made.
No, I'd go for the little red house.
The little red house. Best part about the little red house, remember I said hot water heaters are slow? That little red house had a window that you can see in that shot. Window was not broken. Yeah, I'm like totally blown away by that. It's not broken. That's like that's not, I'm not even sure that's technically an explosion. It's just like a really bad thing that happened to that house.
Yeah, one of our favorite things about all these explosions is going in and looking at the little artifacts that we see afterwards.
Oh, Jamie's got a desk tchotchke that's unbelievable from a 22,000-foot fall.
Yeah, after we set off that explosion, I'm looking around like I normally do for just to see what I can
Just
find.
to be clear, after an explosion like that, we'll be filming little bits to camera, and Jamie's just wandering in concentric circles from the epicenter on out, looking for cool stuff.
And so I went over and looked at, there was an oak tree that was in the vicinity. It was some distance away, but you know, I go over and I start looking around at the base of the oak tree, and I see this limb on the ground, and it had a piece of steel that came off of the building that we had built when it blew up. And, you know, this is an explosive that is propelling things at around 20,000 some miles per hour. And I don't even remember what Mach that is, but it's pretty darn fast.
Mach badass.
Yeah. And that bar of steel that was it was probably about this long, it was like...
About as thick as a Sharpie.
Yeah, it hit the limb, and it wrapped around it, but it kept wrapping around it like a spring.
Like a piece of spaghetti.
Yeah, it's like if you took a cooked spaghetti noodle and threw it at a broomstick, and it kind of boloed around it.
This is a piece of steel that you can't bend, but it did that in like, you know, less than a millisecond.
Yeah. So you know, we see stuff like that all the time. And I'm sorry, because we have a long line. We're
at the 5-minute mark. We're going to be able to get to probably 2 more questions.
2 or 3 more questions?
I want to say, before we get to these questions, I really appreciate you guys waiting patiently, and I most appreciate every year you guys sitting and waiting online for this panel. We love coming here and talking to you guys, and it's totally humbling that you sit and wait. We really hope that we're entertaining and funny for you guys.
Underwater car myth, where you open up the window, let the water come in, and swim right out, and it was terrifying for you.
My mom is still not allowed to watch that episode.
I'm wondering for each of you, which myth has been your favorite in terms of educational? Like, this is information that people need, it makes their lives safer or better.
That's a great question. What myth made you guys smarter? That's a tough one. You know, for me, one of my all-time favorites is one of the most difficult stories we ever shot was swimming in syrup. Which the myth is that swimming in syrup is just as fast as swimming in water, because while the material slows you down because it has a higher viscosity, you get more push off of it with your hands because it has a higher viscosity, and those two cancel each other out. Now, spoiler alert, it's totally true! It totally works, and that's mind-blowing. And everything we tested on that episode was not what we expected. And so every day of shooting, it was like 7 or 8 days out filling these long pools full of this really funky syrup. And every single day we finished, we got to results that we didn't expect. And so we had to change what the next day's shooting and experiment was going to be. And it was a lot of arguing, a lot of discussion, a lot of problem solving to figure that out. And at the end, we were really proud of the episode.
I would say it would be Lead Balloon, and that is, it's both of our favorite episodes out of everything that we've done. And it kind of exemplifies the sort of things that we do, where you know, you don't need to know how to build balloons out of lead or polished turds. You know, this stuff is, you know, there's a good reason that it's not generally done. But
it can be.
And it points out, like we talked about the process, this for us is an adventure, and whenever we take on one of these things. And the adventure in the case of the lead balloon was this wonderfully simple thing. It was just a bag that had to be, you know, put together out of this material and inflated. But the material itself was so unreasonably weak and heavy that that it was almost ridiculous to be able to do that, and it required us to so carefully internalize and see in advance everything that was going to happen when we tried to do that. So we literally had to, I like to say, it's the closest that we'll ever come to actually seeing the future. You know, when we went through in our heads, we walked through every second of the day of that build prior to having done it. Not just like a list on paper, but it was in our heads, we saw it. And then when we did it, we'd already been there, it worked. Every contingency that we had thought of, every kind of approach to deal with the contingencies, you know, it was all there. We'd walked through it, we'd anticipated it, we already saw it. And for that was, you know, it was wonderful. It was just such a simple thing. It was wonderful. Yes, ma'am.
One last question.
Whoa, thanks. Have you guys ever considered making a musical episode? And
That's the Buffy panel, and that's in the past.
and what it will sound like?
You want to hear Jamie sing? You should say happy birthday. It's what the crowd wants.
No.
Okay, this little girl is disappointed. Let's take one more question from her, and then we're going to go. We can't disappoint the children. Thank you.
Have you ever been in a movie? Like, have you ever did special effects in a movie or something?
Have we ever been in a movie? That's the question?
Or done special effects for a movie. Those are two separate questions.
We have. That's a long answer.
We've done both.
We've done both. We have been in a movie. We actually played the owners of a military salvage yard in a film called The Darwin Awards by Finn Taylor. Yeah, I know. Co-starring Joseph Fiennes and Winona Ryder. You never heard of it for a reason. But Jamie and I make a little cameo in it. It was really fun. We worked with David Arquette on that film, didn't we?
Yes.
Thank you so much, sweetie. Thank you guys at Comic-Con. We'll see you next year.
No, yeah. Elena, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's weird that you're still here. Oh, no. Come. Take my hand. Take my hand. And gently walk off stage, and that guy you don't know will show you where to go. Bye. So give it up one more time. No. She'll be fine. This is a song by a band called Starbomb.
Oh my God.
About a small dinner party and a young vampire slayer. Oh shit. Goddamn you! It was a dark and spooky Halloween night when I blessed you up, and I would invite all of my freaky friends. You were there in the flash. It was a big dance party, a monster bash. Wolfman, Frankenstein, and Tommy were there. Now Medusa did some nice with the snakes in her hair. It was a really good time for a vampire bat to fly out of his coffin and wait. What was that? Tea time! Never fear, Simon Belmont is here. Oh, actually, we were just dancing.